prettiest girl in the whole world ever. The prettiest girl ever made. She's
ever
so
made?
pretty. She's so pretty.
They don't make them like they used to anymore.
She's so pretty.
She is.
Well, like, I don't think anyone understands.
I don't know if she's the prettiest girl in the world,
She
though.
is.
My grandma's pretty.
Not like her. No, because...
No! Wrong! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Barely Bearable Besties. I'm Thomas.
I'm Bianca.
It's been a few weeks, guys.
It's been a while,
and
yeah.
we are so sorry.
My bad.
Actually, I'm not that sorry. We deserved a break. We deserve it sometimes.
No, we did not. I am sorry. I feel really bad about this. I got the flu. It's my fault.
And then I got the flu. Not from you
No,
either.
separately.
Just completely separately.
Separate instances of flu.
Of flu.
Yeah.
We just party too much, guys.
No.
We are partiers. We have the big podcast party. We get all the podcasters from our area.
I mean,
it's a big city.
Bingo, like, runs the show.
Yeah, it's I do the DJ stuff.
Do you know?
EDM.
No, you
Country EDM.
Yeah, I was listening to, okay, the last week's episode, the, like, cold open.
Last week's episode 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Actually, 4 weeks.
But the episode, it's gonna be...
Yeah, so...
It's gonna be last week's episode.
Yes. So what, if you're on Spotify or if you're on YouTube and you're keeping up with it, what's gonna happen is we recorded... Well, we recorded and it'll be about 3 weeks from episode 8 to episode 9.
Yes, correct.
So this is episode 10.
This is episode 10!
And so there's a 3-week gap in between that, but we're going to act like nothing happened because we recorded that. We just never got to edit it and upload it because we were sick.
Yes.
And then, so it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since we recorded.
But it made me laugh, though, because the cold open for that one is me saying sick beat, bro, or whatever, and then I say total influenza, and then I got the flu.
And then you got the flu.
So it's my fault. I brought it on myself.
You called it.
Yeah, I did. Your beat. I got sick off your beat.
You got sick. Yeah, because you weren't wearing a mask when I had my beat. So we do apologize, and we are going to try to be fairly regular, even though Christmas break's coming up, so we don't know how that's going to affect that. There might be, in December, there might be like every other week for a little bit,
I know
just
you'll
while
miss
we're
us,
away.
but it'll be okay.
But we're not going to miss you. Straight up. I just got to let you guys know. Like, I got to be honest with them.
Thomas, we want people to like us.
We're playing good cop, bad cop right here. We want to confuse them. We want friends. This is why we don't have friends. This is why we talk to our teddy bear. Because we keep calling them out and telling them we don't like them. We're a package deal here. We are one. Okay?
Okay.
Whatever I say, you have to back me up.
Okay.
Every opinion I have,
do you want to back up all of my opinions?
No, because your opinions are stupid.
Hey.
All of them. All of them.
Thomas. I have an opinion that I happen to think that you're, like, great. So, is that stupid?
I'm
you don't like
by
that opinion?
Here's the thing, though. I discovered the other day, as in yesterday. You know, the other day. The other day with a capital T. I discovered that I think I'm a lot cooler than I am. I think I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, oh, I am so cool. And I was like, maybe I think I'm cooler than I am. But here's the thing, I'm fine with that because I've lived most of my life the exact opposite.
I was going to say, I think the opposite is true.
Well, like I
think you're way cooler than you think you are.
Well, but I think I've lived most of my life definitively believing that I wasn't very cool, but being kind of cool.
Yeah. And
I'd rather live in this mindset, which is I think I'm really awesome, and everyone's like, calm down a little, pump the brakes a little bit, Thomas. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that reality.
I've rubbed off on you because I think I'm the coolest person in the world.
Yeah, and I think you need to pump the brakes
you know
just a little bit.
You spend too much time with me, and you're like, oh, I get to spend time with this awesome person, so I must also be awesome. That's what's happening here. You're welcome. You're welcome. I fixed your confidence.
I made you. Don't forget that.
What?
Don't forget that.
Oh my god.
Without each other, we are nothing.
Noted. All right. Sorry.
There's a reason it's the Barely Bearable Besties, plural.
Besties.
Not the bestie. That'd be dumb.
Yeah.
I think some people actually like genuinely. I wonder if they listen to the podcast and think, man, they really hate each other. What's going on here?
No.
But we're joking. If you're just listening, she was smiling the entire time, and I was smiling the entire time we were doing that stupid thing. So,
well, I also think it's really funny because, I went on a road trip recently, and so we were listening to podcasts on the road. Sorry, it just made me laugh. I realized you have like a sparkle on.
Oh, I have glitter on me.
You do, and it's my fault, and I'm so sorry. There you go. I think you got it.
I hate glitter, guys.
I'm so sorry. And that's the thing. I always have glitter somewhere. There's just glitter in my
everywhere.
house. On
well, because
me.
we just went shopping for your Christmas decorations,
Yeah.
and all of them had glitter on them.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, what I was gonna say is
My car is covered in red glitter.
we were laughing because we notice a lot of the podcasts will be like, all right, this is our topic today, but first we just want to tell you why we missed the last couple episodes, and it'll be like 45 minutes of them talking about everything going on in their life, and then they get into the episode, like, let's get right into it. It's like, into it.
We have missed a few things, though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go super into it, especially, but, I think probably the reason I went sick is because I went on vacation. I went to Washington, D.C. to visit my friend who is a viewer, Camilla. Hi. So I went to go visit her. And I was there to chaperone a trip. And then I abandoned the group and went and visited my friend.
You were allowed.
They told me I could go because they didn't need me at that day. So I got to visit my friend in DC. I got to go to a concert. I got to buy a shirt that had beer spilt all over it. It was amazing.
You got to go to a concert with one of our like super cool teachers,
Yes.
professors. That's really cool.
Because I was getting on the elevator, going down to go walk to the.
And you don't have a class with her. I do.
Yes. No, I've never had a class with her. But so I'm on the elevator about to just walk to the place because it was only a few blocks away, and she gets in the elevator. I think she got in the elevator with me or we were whatever. But she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to a concert. It's like $20 entry ticket. It's in DC. If you're from DC, you probably heard the band, but the band's called Hammered Hulls. Opening for them was Saffron, who was amazing, and I got a T-shirt from them that was covered in beer. Like I went up to them. They're super cool. I started talking to them. And then I said, "Hey, do you have my size?" And they said, "No." They said, "Yes, the only one we have is this one, but I spilt something on it. Is that okay?" And I said, "Absolutely." Why not? I'm already at like a dive bar and I'm watching a hardcore punk show. Let's buy a beer covered shirt.
Awesome. Fantastic.
And then but we were talking about it, and she was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. Me and my boyfriend might show up." So they did.
That's awesome.
And then they bought she bought a shirt that I didn't see, but I wish I had. It has a poorly drawn horse on it. The band's called Divorce Horse. It's a poorly drawn horse. It's intentionally. I'm not ragging on them. A poorly drawn horse, and that just says in the corner like "The horse is good." And I was like, that's the single greatest shirt I've ever heard. And I didn't see it, and I wish I bought it. But I talked to him. Oh shoot, what's his name? He was a super nice guy. It's just funny to go to a show, hear this guy who's probably my age or maybe older, maybe a little older, just screaming on stage for 30 minutes and then go and talk to him, and I'm like, "Hey man, that was great." It's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." Like,
that's so funny. It
was so much fun. It was great. So I'm glad I went. And it was, I guess I'm okay, so it was worth getting sick for. So that's what I've been doing over the break.
When I got sick,
hiatus.
I went home for break. And I also competed at a powerlifting competition, which was really fun. Mm-hmm. So me and one of my other friends are qualified to collegiate nationals, which is really exciting.
Sounds good.
It's in Arlington, Texas.
Have you ever been to Texas?
Yeah.
Have you been to Arlington?
I believe so.
Oh,
it's huge.
Cool.
Arlington is, Texas is huge, but...
Right.
But yeah.
It is so interesting to me. This is not about your competition. Just that, like, from where we are... The drive from where we are right now to the outside border of Texas is shorter than driving from one end of Texas to the other end of Texas.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
It's huge. I've never been to Texas, so I cannot fathom how big it is.
Yeah.
But I want to go one day. Why not?
Well, I'm competing in April. I'm just kidding. I know there's no way that would work out.
No,
there's literally no way. But
they're like, "Hey, Mr. H, why are you taking off this week?" Well, you know.
But yeah, so I'm really
go to a
excited.
concert. Divorce Horse, probably heard of him.
What? But so I'm really excited about that. But I was in a car with someone who was very sick, And then I
Shout
got
him
very
out.
sick. No, it's
Just
okay.
like-
It's all right. But
John, if you're listening,
no, you know what you did.
you know who you are, and you know what you did, and you know what we're gonna do.
Oh gosh. But no, I'm just kidding. But so yeah, that's why I got sick. Because I was.
Yeah, I don't know where I got sick. I mean, I tried
You
to
just
wear
traveled, yeah.
my mask everywhere, but you know, all it takes is someone sitting next to you to be sick. So you do what you. Thank you guys so much for listening
Stop
to
it.
Barely Bearable Besties. Our last one. 10th
right.
and last one.
All
Our
right.
10th episode.
10th
we didn't even talk about that. We just sort of casually.
Yeah,
this is
so
our 10th episode,
I'm
so
really
we make
excited.
it good.
What's cool? What's exciting to me
Okay.
about it being number 10 is that on the list on Anchor, then you have to scroll to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we
we're-
have to get
the
to
website
scroll.
we use to distribute our podcast, we have to scroll now.
Yay! It's
Maybe
so cool.
you could pay us too.
Hmm?
10
You're a
episodes. Hey,
sponsor,
is
Tim?
it 10 episodes. I mean, we're already
That's a pretty big milestone.
we're already more than halfway done with our last podcast. So our last podcast we got to 15. One
Oh,
of my,
it's 15.
I think it was
Actually,
15.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised it was that many.
Well, but because the first semester we did like
had-
3,
yeah.
and then the second semester we did like 12.
That's true.
Um,
It was
and
kind
then
of
I had one podcast that did not because of the podcast, just everything else that was going on.
Yeah, sorry.
We had to fix a radio station.
Everything broke.
We had to fix the radio station we worked at. But
Yeah.
I had a podcast that lasted 1.5 episodes, so I guess.
I forgot about that.
Did you ever watch that
Yes, I
episode?
did.
Okay.
Of course I
Why
did.
didn't you tell me it was bad? Why did you lie to me?
I didn't lie to you.
I think you just didn't acknowledge that you watched it. It was bad though, so I deleted it. But
Yeah. I didn't.
it wasn't
I
bad.
liked-
It was something I didn't want to attach my name to.
No, I liked your concept a lot, and I liked everything. I liked the idea a lot.
Right.
But yeah, the episode was kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Well, the concept was, if you can't look it up, but it was called Doomsday Summer, and the concept was I was like a media, like what are they called, like doomsday prepper,
Yeah.
like conspiracy theorist person
And a puppet.
who was a puppet, and the point, and I didn't mention that at all.
Yeah, I know.
I just, because it basically just, I was writing the episode, which script writing for a podcast is the worst thing
Hard.
ever. I would never do it, and I would never recommend it
Yeah.
unless you're talking about like facts, or you're doing historical or true crime or something.
But
But
even then, I'd rather you be able to read out the facts and not have a script.
no, for sure.
everything.
So I wrote the script, and I realized I was writing it more as if it was a stand-up comedy bit rather than like a actual any
It's
kind of
also,
character.
I think it's just hard to do like a podcast by yourself.
Yes, I did.
I had to
I've
do
done
it-
it before.
I have too. I had to do a couple different episodes on one of my old podcasts by myself, and it was hard because it was like a movie show, and so it was like I don't really have anyone
Oh, that's right.
to talk to.
Right,
And so it was hard.
Well,
doing
and so
episodes by myself.
I'm not against if it happens that just 1 week one of us isn't available for us to do it 1 week, but a podcast by itself. I was looking at the podcast I listened to, and either the podcast we are taking inspiration from, and I was like, not a single one of them is just one person.
Yeah, no.
Now, of course, I would
All
never.
of the ones we like are people.
are at least 2 people, mostly 3 to 4. But
2 for me.
we don't have
Sometimes
friends.
3, I guess.
Probably because I just mock them the whole time.
Well, no, we specifically said
People
we
are
don't
too
want guests
scared.
right now.
Well, because we for our setup, the
Yeah.
way we have the setup.
Yeah, eventually we'll have guests, but not right now. But what I wanted to say,
Okay.
besides, happy 10th episode,
Yes.
that's exciting. But we were also talking like the other day about. I think we forget and then remember, like, we've known each other a significant amount of time now.
Right.
Like it's been more than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
At least 2 years.
yeah,
More than 2 years.
yeah,
I don't
more
know.
than 2 years now. But like that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And we were talking
Yeah.
about that the other day. I don't remember why. Oh, we were looking at old pictures, and you were
Yes.
like, "You knew me then?" I was like, "Yeah."
She's been through so many change. Like she has remained constant, and she has been through me, my goatee phase, my buzz cut phase, my cargo pants phase, my whatever my phase is now. She's
You're
been
in a
through
good
all
one.
of it. I gotta go down again.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I gotta.
Meanwhile, I've just been here with the ponytail and bright colors.
Because you figured out your thing. and you're
when
sticking
I
to
was
it.
like 7.
Yeah, and I'm still figuring it out, and I'm happy about that.
Me too. That's great.
So
But
we've known each other a long time.
yeah, and so we thought it would be fun for our 10th episode to talk about friendship and friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So and famous
and make you
friends.
guys jealous.
What?
Yeah, I'm jealous of our friendship.
We asked them to participate.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if they didn't participate, I want you to be jealous. I want you
Okay.
to think, man, I want to be friends like they are. You know, I want to be friends with them. I want to be them. You know.
Yep.
You want to be us.
Yeah. Anyone looking to trade? Let me know.
So.
I'm just kidding.
You have.
I love you. I'm sorry. Okay. So.
We're taking open applications.
Friendship
Danny
applications.
Danny DeVito,
Danny.
hit us up.
Yeah, you can take either of our spots actually when we.
You know what? I'm
accept
acceptable.
Yeah.
I accept that.
it. Yeah, if Danny DeVito.
You can't take Bingo's
No.
spot, though.
Bingo is. I mean, it's Bingo's decision, really.
Yes.
He's the reason we're still here. I mean, we both wanted to
He
quit
saved
forever
us.
ago. Yeah.
He saved our friendship.
Yeah. Bingo made us sign the contract, and we're obligated now for what did we say? How many years?
10
years.
10 years.
Yeah. So if you're in this, it's for the long haul. You're not leaving.
Yeah.
Because neither are we.
It's like the Supreme Court until death. So.
And then after that,
And then after death.
podcast heaven.
Podcast heaven. So it's a lifelong and after lifelong commitment.
Yeah. I saw the unicorns today. It was great. I don't know. Are there unicorns in heaven? There's probably unicorns
I hope
in heaven.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. Unicorn stockings all over
Before
the
we
place.
get into that,
Oh, yeah?
speaking of unicorns,
Oh.
I would like to, for a second, plug my other podcast. I'm cheating on you just a little bit.
No, it's okay. I'm okay with it.
My other podcast, The Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom, is making a return. So if you like me, I'm just being sort of a little more if you like me. So,
you like me, but not her. You're going to love this.
So The Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom is a podcast I started almost 4 years ago with
Crazy.
my other two friends, Joe and Marquez.
Shout
So
out.
we took a little bit of a hiatus, about a 6 or 7 month hiatus, but we are coming back for one final season. So be sure to check that out on Spotify. Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom, only on Spotify. And that next episode comes out December 10th.
I'm excited. I can't wait to listen.
So I've been doing that podcast for a long time, and we were going to end it, and then we were like, you know what? We got a few more in us.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and do a few more.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
All right. So the topic for today.
Well, yeah.
What we did.
Like friendship and friends and stuff. But one of the things I did was I posted on my Instagram and I said, tell me a story of you and your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of people tell me a lot of stories. And I said what?
Well, I've just been like, you said like, oh, I posted, and I was like, mm-hmm. I was like, I have to say something there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did that.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can be your hype man.
Oh, good, you?
I can be your wingman, too.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
All right, noted.
Fellas, if you... No.
God. But yeah, so you guys really came through and gave me a lot of stories. So if you don't hear your story, I'm really sorry. We have a lot and we
Didn't
probably
make the
don't
cut.
have time. Probably don't have time for everybody. But
Have a funnier friend story next time, sorry.
but
Be
yeah.
better friends, I guess.
And one of the things I also did was I said, if you want in your story, tell me which one of you is the Bianca and which one is the Thomas. And I
Okay.
had fun listening to people.
But then
ask
I
questions
don't
about
say
that, talk
don't
about
say
that.
what they said. I want us to decide first
Okay.
and then compare.
Okay. But I actually am gonna read this one from the internet because someone sent it to me.
Okay.
And so I wanted to say this one first.
Do we shout people out when they send us stuff? I don't know if we've ever done that.
We have and we haven't. It's kind of depended, but I didn't write down who said what. So
Okay, then sorry.
I will for the specific people that said they want a shout out.
Okay.
Because
I guess if you're going to send us stuff, make sure, because some people wouldn't want us to talk about them anyways, so
Yeah.
just make sure that you let us know.
if you want a shout out, let us know. We did press play on that, right? You did that? I don't know. I just panicked that maybe we didn't. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Are we recording? We must check. Are we recording on Audacity?
Yes, we
Okay,
are.
if we are recording on Audacity, I'm going to be sad because this is
Sponsored
we've been
by
funny.
Audacity. Okay.
Please, Audacity, sponsor us. Please.
Adobe, if you guys want to like pay for stuff, that'd be okay too.
Oh, if you want to pay for stuff and also, make your programs better.
I
that'd be
like
great.
those programs.
Yeah, but they could be so much better.
That's true. Okay, so
For
this
the price I'm paying for them,
no, but that's what I'm saying. If we're not paying for them,
then yeah, be as lackluster a product as you want, I guess, if you're going to give it to us for free.
all right. So So this because someone sent me this story and
Yes.
said you should read this. It's funny, so I
Okay.
said I would. It says, my freshman year of college, I was walking around campus when a very friendly-looking girl waved at me. I'm awkward, so of course I just waved back, and then the next week it was the same thing. And this began the weirdest saga of my life. For the next 2 years, we greeted each other as old friends every time we came across each other. She knew my name somehow, but I never could figure out hers, and it was way too late to ask. So I just pretended I knew who she was, and why she knew me. Finally, I joined the honors program and entered my classes for my thesis. Who should be in the class but Mystery Girl? I was horrified. I wouldn't be able to pass it off anymore. First day of class, we were all sitting there chatting, and she greets me by name again. I had finally learned her name that day from attendance. Thank God. Someone asks me finally, oh, so do you two know each other? Where'd you meet? Silence. I stare at her. She stares at me. Finally, she breaks down wailing. I don't know, okay? We've just been waving at each other for 2 years, and it was too late to ask. She's standing, and then it says...
She starts crying?
It says wailing. She's standing in my wedding next spring as one of my bridesmaids and very best friends.
That's cute.
Isn't that great?
That's funny.
I love that. I love that. So there's no Bianca or Thomas in that. That was just a story that someone said.
No, I think that's equally us.
No.
Equally both us.
Yeah, well, because I know it's definitely me, because there was last year someone thought they knew me, and they saw me all the time and would say, hey, well, use a different name. They would say, hey, Ella. And I was like, hi.
Oh, they would literally get your name wrong.
Yes, but no, they thought I was this person.
Right.
And then one day they came up to me and they were like, hey, are we meeting for our club this week? And I was like, no. Yes. No, I don't know. I'm not Ella. And she was like, what? And I'm like, you always call me Ella. I don't actually know. I don't think we know each other. I'm not who you think I am. And it was
You said that to her?
Yes.
I'm not who I've been living a lie.
No, I felt so bad for a long time that she thought I was this person and I wasn't. Yeah, so there's that one. Okay, what do you want to do?
So no, I just thought it was funny. So, what do you mean? What do I want to do?
Like, do you want to?
I would love to read. I think the fans want to hear little Thomas.
Oh, perfect. Read this one, because this is
Thomas reading.
What? Whoa!
Nothing. I didn't say a thing. I just said Thomas. Fans want to hear Thomas, and I stopped talking.
Okay, dude,
I didn't say anything else.
That's what I heard.
My sister and I had.
I would say this is this. We can shout out this one. Well, no, just.
Do you know? I doesn't say who. My sister and I had just gotten back from a week-long school trip, and so we were extremely exhausted and tired. We were both stumbling around our kitchen, and I accidentally stepped right on her foot. She didn't react, but for some reason I shouted "Ow!" and she replied "Sorry" without missing a beat. We both stopped and looked at each other and just started busting out laughing.
So which one is which in this
This is
scenario?
both us. Mostly, you're the sorry one though.
Yeah.
Sure. You're the sister.
Yeah. You would be the one to stomp on my foot and say "Ow!"
Yes.
And then
you
I'm
would say
sorry.
sorry.
And I would feel really bad about it, and then we would both stop. And...
Yeah. Well, so if we looked at all the words that we have said, the word that you say the most is probably sorry, and the word I say the most is probably awesome.
Yes. Is it
100%.
my number one word? You think it's my number one word? Sorry.
Your number one word is probably.
I think that's
Spell
fair.
that out.
I do say that a lot.
But I think, yeah, that's definitely. Is this Joel?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Joel, one of our very best friends and our other
Previous
co-host
yeah.
from our last podcast.
Yeah.
Sent that one in, his sister.
Okay. This says.
Why did they write it like that?
What? The beginning of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, it says, okay. Me and my best friend used to be in student council when we were in high school, and we were like really high up in the student council.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like
Madam
like
President.
student body president type stuff.
type stuff or the student body president?
That's what it says. I don't know.
I was like the president there.
He said, so, every year, before the first day of school, we would wait until 2 a.m. and ding-dong ditch the principal of our school, and she would walk out and sit on her porch with a gun.
Hey, you know Principal Shepard stays strapped.
She said, until...
Who's Principal Shepard? Oh, that's from Family Guy.
She said, until this day, she still doesn't know it was the biggest leaders in high school. And then I said...
The biggest... Okay, come on now. You're student body president. Let's chill out a little bit.
But I said, well, I have to know whose idea was that.
Right.
And she said, mine. She was my next door neighbor. And
the principal's next.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So, who do you think, which one of us would have the idea to ding-dong ditch the principal, and which one of us would tag along?
See, ding dong ditch is not my style.
Me either, but
I'm cooler than that.
okay, what would we do instead? What prank would we do on our principal? What do you think?
Steal some gnomes out of their yard. No, we would add gnomes to their yard. We would add gnomes to their yard.
We just make them a whole fairy garden.
Yes. I feel like we would do that.
Yeah.
And then they'd come outside and apparently shoot us.
I love that the principal had a gun.
Just chill it, just like, all right. Just comes to class next day and just like on that mic. All right, listen here, guys. Good morning, students. I just want to let you know that whoever's ringing my doorbell, you're being watched. I've installed security cameras. You're done. Your little game.
You know, people really can't ding dong ditch anymore at all because everyone's got like the ring doorbells
And guns,
and stuff.
apparently. It's a dangerous game now.
Well, she wasn't trying to shoot. She was just sitting there with the gun at 2 a.m.
What do you
know?
Yeah, you just hold a gun. What do you?
Trying to scare
if
'em.
you have a gun, what are you gonna do with it?
I'm just trying to scare them.
Hit them with it. Throw it at them.
I always like that part in like a movie. When they're like out of things and they're like, "Oh, just throw the gun."
Oh yeah,
I think that's funny.
That is funny. One of the interesting things about being a high school teacher is, do you remember the internet trend, the most devious lick?
I
So
didn't
the most devious
understand
lick
it at all.
was a trend that mostly high schoolers and probably some college kids would do, where they would film a video, a TikTok, just with the caption "the most devious lick," and then it would film them destroying or taking something from their school. So this happened at the high school I was working at. They stole one of the tires off of the principal's car. By the way, not funny. By the way,
No. Most of them weren't funny.
And so just hearing
all of them.
the principal get on the I'm sorry, they stole the vice principal's car, but the principal got on the microphone, and just having her explain why it's not okay to steal things from a school and why it's not funny was an interesting moment in my career. It's just a strange, like, I wasn't expecting that day. And it was just funny because it's like, this is the most ridiculous thing in the world. you know?
It is.
So then I stole her license plate because, gotta go out there in style,
Right.
The most devious lick.
Okay, here's
By the way, taking a car off that takes time.
Yeah.
The most devious lick, and then you just the next
but some
20 minutes
people-
you're just like putting the jack under the car, and then
people
you're
were like stealing sinks.
stealing sinks, stealing
Like,
toilets, or just
Why-
breaking toilets.
Why? Why would I don't understand
Theft.
the youth.
The youth. We both work with children.
Not that youth. I understand the younger youth. That age of youth.
See, I understand the older youth though, which is why we're such a perfect team.
That was so stupid. I love it.
All right.
Okay, here's one for you.
We had a hard time choosing a story, but this is the one where I really embarrassed her.
Yeah, so her and her best friend like got together and like tried to pick a story to tell us.
Okay, awesome.
That's what this was.
We were at our fave Mexican place, and I ordered us chips and queso. Just Moe's. Mexican place is just Taco Bell. I decided that I wanted to drink the queso out of the little dish, and asked if she would dare me to do it. It's such a stupid... Hey, this thing that tastes really good, I'll drink it if you tell me to. She, repulsed, said no, so I dared myself to do it. This is me. This is me. And I very proudly did it while she cringed the entire time, while also recording the whole thing, of course. I ended with a queso mustache, and despite being grossed out, we both laughed kind of loudly about it in the restaurant. No, that's me. I would dare myself to do things.
No, here's what I want you to know.
But here's the thing. No, here's the thing. I dare y'all to do things. We on our last podcast, we drank Pepsi and milk combination, which it could have been so much worse.
It still makes my stomach hurt. Like I have like PTSD from Pilk.
But it's funny. One of my favorite podcasts drank it, and they were like, "Oh, this is great." So like, maybe we're missing something.
Well, no, I think Joel said it best. It tasted like a manila envelope.
Well, but I didn't think it tasted horrible. I felt gross afterwards. Yeah. But
what I want to say is interesting about that story.
By the way, you're just lucky, because if we had recorded that podcast later when they came out with Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew, it would have been all over. Flamin' Hot Mountain Dilk.
Oh, God. Gross. Oh, okay. What was funny
That's the name of this episode.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
You got a veto last time. I get a veto this time.
My veto was so much. You wanted to name it the P word. That's different. So that would have gotten a lot of views, I think.
I don't remember the context either.
I think that would have gotten a lot of views.
Okay, sorry. What was interesting about this story is that before telling me the story, we were talking about like her friendship and our friendship, and like she wanted to really know which one she was and which one the friend was. And she was like, okay, I think for sure I'm the Bianca and my best friend is the Thomas. And then she told me this story.
Wait, what story did she read? Sorry?
This one, the one you just read. The queso one.
Right, okay, sorry.
Yeah, where she's saying queso girl would be me. And the best friend would be you. And I was like,
No, Bianca's not going to dare herself to eat something crazy.
No, never.
I dared you to eat a oyster, and you did that.
You didn't really dare me.
I didn't dare you. I just said this is a normal thing people eat. You should try. And then I had it for the first time too, but I didn't tell you that.
I didn't know it was your first time.
No, we were at an oyster bar, or we were at
oyster bar.
We were at an event, and they had this big table full of oysters, and you would crack them yourself with a hammer.
That was a fun event, though.
And then we were eating them, and I was like, "You got to try it because everyone else is trying it, and it's free." I was like, "You got to try it. They're good. They're fine." And then, but it was my first time eating an oyster too, and then we both ate at the same time, and then you spit it out, but I was trying to be like, "Oh, you did great," as I'm sitting there like, "I don't like this." I didn't like it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll read this one real quick. Where it says, it all started the first time I came back from college. Whenever, what?
When it all started.
It all started. This is the beginning of a movie. It all started.
It all started when I came back from college. It's like a spy or a cop movie, like a detective movie. It all started when I came back from college.
No, you gotta use like a New York accent.
It all started when I came back to college.
There you go. So whenever my best friend and I would see each other, the way we would greet each other for our friendship started here. Okay, so he says the way they greet each other is best friend runs at him and he catches him and spins him around.
That's adorable.
Yes, and he said, except one of the times we did this, he was working in a Target, and an old lady was watching us, and she looked at us like we were absolute psychopaths.
She said,
he sent a picture of it, actually. He said, this picture is the earliest memory we have of our friendship, and one of the friend's dad like taped them together for a blind scavenger hunt thing. He gave me more context. This is a short version of it. But at one point, his partner at the end says, "Whoever catches me gets $100." And so that's how the friendship, that's how the catching started. Because he was like, "We're gonna get $100." So his friend ran and jumped on him, and they caught him, and then he kept running. So he caught him and then just kept running down the street holding him, and then they were best friends ever since.
Yes.
So that's their like best friend story of how they became best
that's
friends.
how we met too.
Yeah,
you ran sprinted at me.
You ran and jumped on me.
Yeah, I ran at her and jumped on her.
Dirty dancing.
Exactly how it started.
I carried you in the dirty
down
dancing
the street,
pose.
Yeah, and then we just started talking.
Then I started spinning you
like
a basketball.
We're like, "Hey, how are you?" "Oh, I'm good. What's your
name?"
Nice
to meet
you. on one finger, my head on one finger.
You go upside down, you're in a headstand spinning on my finger. Yeah. So anyways, I just thought that was a cute story.
That is very cute.
Yeah, his full story was pretty long. This is a short version of it, but that's the gist.
Okay.
Let's see. We did that one, I know. Oh, well, these are just two, like, little things someone said about their best friend.
Okay, interesting. They know my schedule better than me, and they remind me when I overbook anything.
Yeah. So which one of us do you think knows each other's schedule better?
I think we both know each other's schedule pretty decent, though.
For the most part.
Like, I know your class schedule because I typically help you make your class schedule.
Yeah,
but
not too much.
I didn't help you this time. Because your major confuses me.
Well, and that's because I had an actual advisor this time.
That's true.
I've never had an actual advisor before.
Which is just hilarious that you've never, because the reason I've been doing your schedule with you is because you haven't been assigned it. Well, you've been assigned an advisor, but they didn't meet with you.
Yeah. My advisor did not advise. And I don't mind saying that.
Only corrupts.
Which is true. Okay, but I think that's just a sweet best friend thing.
Yeah.
You know? Like when you're talking about your best friend, like they know my schedule better than me, and that's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one.
This is interesting because it's not us, really.
Not really.
We don't. Well,
she doesn't listen to the podcast either, but she was just telling me.
Oh, okay.
She said her and her best friend became best friends because they both hated this girl because she was, like, mean and fake and they didn't like her. And then it brought them closer together and then they became friends from there on. And now they're, like, best friends. But they bonded over hating someone else.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I've never had a friendship that started because I hated someone.
Yeah.
Like, our friendship did not start because we mutually hated someone.
No, it did happen along the way.
There are a few people that we mutually hate, but I feel like we're pretty good about not hating people in general. I'm pretty good about not hating people in general. And I don't let your hatred drag me down.
No, you bring me back up when I start to hate someone too
much.
It's good. It's a good system. It's a good system.
Because I am...
No,
I almost said something stupid. I almost said, like, I'm the golden retriever friend.
Oh my God.
She is the black cat friend.
Oh, no, I'm not.
And then I realized I hate that sentence.
Okay, but if we're going to use that thing for best friends, that's also just not true. Like, I'm not the black cat friend.
I disagree. I think that you are a hateful person. No.
Oh my God!
But the funny thing, the way we dress, though, is completely opposite of that, though. Like,
yeah.
you dress very colorfully, and I dress mostly in black. And, like...
You don't actually,
because I'm cool. What is this? Because I'm cool.
Because I'm cool.
Because I am...
Strokes nose.
I am a cool person.
Also, this one I liked. The context of the story doesn't matter. Just the thing he said was that he and his best friend find themselves accidentally completely matching their outfits all the time.
Oh, that's funny.
And every time they'll, like, go to dinner and be like, come on. And,
that's cute. That's awesome. I know. Here's the thing, though. We were so close to matching, but you didn't wear your shirt.
When?
You didn't wear your shirt.
I don't have that shirt.
You lost it? So this shirt is actually new. Shout out to my sister. I know she listens. She doesn't watch. So Haley, thank you. I'm wearing the Podfather shirt.
I want one.
Then we can match.
I don't have one.
Then we can match.
Why
oh my God!
I have one. I don't.
Because I'm gaslighting you right now.
All the time. All the time. It's the foundation of our friendship, actually.
Oh, don't say that. Oh no.
No, it goes both ways. It's okay.
Well, should we? Well, I mean, as. I'm deciding. Should we tell them? Should we tell them? No. Should we tell them how we met, or should we like leave it a mystery?
Which way of meeting? In person or?
There were 3 moments of us meeting that I can recall.
Okay. Which are you?
It's definitely a tonal shift, so I don't know. I didn't know if we wanted to.
No, you're good. Yeah, we totally can.
So, well, you can remember the you can remember the over text one better, but the way we met
the first time
without formally talking to each other.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were first.
Yes, and we didn't say anything in this interaction. This is the first time we talked to each other.
I think it was.
Did we?
Yeah, I think we were introduced.
But there were 2 times I remember meeting you in person, and then we'll go from there. So, the first time we ever met in person was I was kind of a big deal at the radio station we used to work at, you know. To be fair, I self-proclaim my show on the radio station as a cult classic, and I stand by that. Because not a lot of people watch it, but the people who watch it are, like, weird and they love it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a cult classic for sure.
So we were like a cult, the Smiling Gray Unicorn of Doom was like a cult classic on our radio station.
Which is why you have a whole fan base excited for this final season.
Yes, all 5 of them.
Yeah. Do those 5 also listen to this show? If not, we need to poach them after you're done.
After the show's done, we were like, hey, listen, I know you're missing some Thomas podcast stuff right now, but like go over to.
You might not like the other host, but like you'll still get.
Not nearly as
this
charming.
one has a stuffed animal. I mean, no unicorn, but.
No unicorn, rubber helmet. We're good. So.
There was a miscommunication.
There was a miscommunication. So I had to switch the time slot of my show. So the director of my boss, I said, hey, can I switch to this time? And he said, sure. But there were 2 bosses.
But yeah, there were 2.
So I talked to the boss.
And I talked to the other boss, and I needed to.
So let's say it was like Thursday at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Like that. And I said, hey, am I good for Thursday at 5 o'clock? And the boss was like, yeah, no, you're good.
And then I said, hey, could I come do my training Thursday at 5 o'clock? And they were like, yeah, perfect, we'll be there. And so I show up for training Thursday at 5.
And I'm in there, like with the door locked, doing a show.
Yeah.
And then the other person who wasn't a boss, they were just like a person who had a key. They didn't like me, but two, so they unlocked the door and they burst in. They're like, "What are you guys doing? Don't you know there's something going on right now? You guys aren't supposed to be here. You guys aren't supposed to do this."
You were approved. They just didn't
I don't
talk
know
to each
if
other.
you went in there with them.
No, I was outside.
But they were yelling at me.
No, I didn't hear.
They were like, "What are you supposed? You guys aren't supposed to be here." And then we're like, "No, here's the email." And then you guys are just sort of standing there, and then
we were just
person with the key was like, "Okay, fine."
And the thing was, for us, it wasn't a big deal. We both were done for the day. We could have been like, "Yeah, we'll do it after. We're not in a hurry." But they're like, "No. They said you would have this time. We'll kick them out." I was like, "No. We can wait."
Right.
and it was so that was technically the first time we met.
That was the first time we met in person.
Because when you finished the show, you guys came out.
And then we were like, hi.
And then
I probably didn't say much because I was annoyed.
Yeah.
But
I think
not at you. But
no, I know. We both said hi, and then.
I feel bad for you. You guys looked like terrified because it was
we
like
were terrified.
It was like that that meme of like the guy sitting there and he's like, "Oh, this food's wrong, but it's okay, Elliot." And then the girlfriend says, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
So that was the first time we met in person.
And then we became friends via text.
Yes, because we followed each other on Instagram.
Yeah. And so there was one night I couldn't sleep. I had a bunch of homework, and you also had a bunch of homework and a lot going on. But
yes.
But I didn't know that though. You had posted on your story of like a picture of you, like the computer or whatever, of you doing homework.
I was doing homework, yeah.
And then I replied to it and was like, "Oh, you're up late doing homework
too?" It was like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's like, "You're up late doing homework too? Oh my gosh!" And then you replied, and then our first conversation.
Do you remember what it was about?
School and stuff. Like it wasn't much, but then from then on we became like really good friends.
Well, and so then there was a few other times before we officially became friends that we actually started sort of talking to each other, just because we didn't have any classes. We were in the same major.
Yeah.
The only thing we had
no like reason to meet.
The only thing we had in common was we both worked at the radio station together, and we both had a mutual friend, our friend Jackson.
Yeah.
So I remember there was one point I was sitting there eating Chick-fil-A, and Jackson walks up to me.
I didn't know you remembered this.
Yes, Jackson walks up to me with you and he's like, "Hey, I want you to meet my friend Bianca." And then I'm just sitting there with food in my mouth. I'm like, "Hi." and then you guys walk away.
I remember that. I didn't know you remembered that.
No, of course I do, because I remember thinking, why am I so awkward? But I had food in my mouth and I was like, "Hi."
That's so
I don't even
funny.
think I remember saying anything. I think I just waved at you because I was eating. It was me, Joe, and Marquez. And then...
because we talked about you after that, I remember.
What about?
It's just you're
because we were roommates. Because we were roommates with Jackson, and then he became friends with you. Because you had a class together or something. Like that.
But no, it was just like, "Oh yeah, no, he was really cool. He's a good guy." And my roommate was just like, we just
and then
regular conversation.
Well, and then I'm sure the first conversation we had at all, like actual in-person conversation, was at Jackson's funeral.
Yeah.
That's when we sort of met, and then after that,
which was so strange.
No, I don't remember much of that either.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of that day at all. But I remember we met at his funeral, and then.
But we talked a lot via text.
We would just send each other memes. Yeah.
No, not just memes. We talked a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember too because it was oh, my brain went blank. What was I about to say? No, I just remember we started talking a lot before
But
that.
I don't
but,
remember
like,
why.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say because I kept getting quarantined.
That's right. Oh
Right.
no.
I
Oh
got
my God.
quarantined like 3 or 4 times that year.
In a row. Yeah.
In a row. So that's why we hadn't ever hung
Yeah.
out.
Jeez.
Because I
do
was
remember
home
that.
and then it was
So the first time we hung out though was you were doing a project.
an interview you.
And you wanted to interview me for
I wrote a story about the Smiling Rainbow Unicorn of Doom
my
for journalism
podcast
class.
and yeah, so that was the first time we actually sat, and we just sat there in the lobby of this like building.
Yeah, and then we talked for a
hours.
long time.
No, so that's how we met, and I'll say that was the first time we really had an actual
In-person
longer
conversation.
besides
In person,
the funeral. Was then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember some things. I don't remember why what we would talk about over text. I think it's just because we were both. This is gonna sound weird. We were both good at texting.
Yeah,
We're both good texters. We both
are.
respond quickly. We both write out
Thomas, it's one of my favorite things about you.
Yes. We both write out like actual sentences and stuff like
Yeah.
that instead of just like, some people are just they don't like texting. I love texting.
It's frustrating.
Get better, people.
Yeah. Seriously.
Here's the thing: if you guys are better texters, you
We'd
might be
better
one
friends. Yeah, you could be in this chair.
You could.
This could have been you.
You could have been me, but no, you're just a fool sitting there not being me.
Yeah.
Get better.
Reply.
That helps too.
At a minimum.
That helps too. Imagine if I hadn't replied.
Yeah.
If I was just like in a bad mood, because I was.
Yeah.
And just was like, nah, not today.
Yeah.
How different our lives would have been.
I can't imagine if we didn't have this podcast.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
What would Bingo do without us?
What would we do without Bingo?
You're right.
Bingo saved us. Remember? How long have we been going?
Probably a long time, but I was just say like 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No,
yeah, we're
no,
fine. We're fine.
You're about to turn it off.
I did
We're
almost
good.
like.
Boom.
But yeah, no, I think that's good.
So now
Yeah,
you have
we
the
talked
origin
about
story. I was fully prepared to make something up.
Were you?
On the spot. Yeah, I was like, oh, should we leave it a mystery? But that's fine. I was waiting until episode 100.
Oh, well, I mean, 10 is like 1
We'll
zero
delete this
away.
and then.
1 0 away from 100, so.
Ooh, that's true.
Basically.
Sooner
yeah.
or later, we're gonna blink and it's gonna be episode 300. We're gonna be millionaires.
Yeah, can't wait.
We're gonna get our sponsorship from Audacity and Velveeta.
And everyone in between.
Yes.
We're gonna make a list of everyone we've mentioned. All the sponsorships.
Then we'll start sending.
Oh
out,
my
'cause
God.
we need leverage first.
No, I have the greatest idea. When we drop merch, it'll have like our logo on the front, and then on the back it'll list everyone we've ever said is gonna sponsor us.
Or we could get like the soccer jerseys just in time for the World Cup. Get a soccer jerseys because soccer jerseys have like the sponsor on the stomach.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
And so it
okay.
could be Velveeta, and then we'll have our little logo right here, and then we'll have a
But
plane.
we've asked for so many though. I feel like we gotta.
Yeah, but
mention all of
Velveeta's
them.
gotta be the main one.
Velveeta's the main one for sure.
And then
but, like,
Audacity can be on the shoulder.
we actually
and
just
then...
end up buying a race car, and have like slap the because no race
Oh.
cars have this.
I was like, I don't know. I know you don't know a lot about soccer, but I didn't know you knew that little about soccer.
No, I just would prefer a race car than a soccer jersey. Real quick.
And also, just by the way, I love soccer, and I'm super excited for the World Cup. Bianca,
It's not my favorite.
you
of
have
the
some
sports.
opinions about soccer, football, if you will.
It's.
We don't have to get into
You want
it.
me to talk about this on air? We're gonna do this again.
No, I don't think you want to talk about soccer.
No, I will.
I love soccer though. It's my second favorite sport.
I will say I just think it's boring, and I think that.
I think that's fine.
And I think that.
Just every single other country on earth disagrees with you.
No, I get it, but I think that when you're 3 years old and you learn soccer, it's kickball to net, and then when you're in the World Cup and you doing soccer, it's kickball to net. So, I don't.
You have just isolated. We have so many international fans.
It's true.
You just isolated our fans from New Zealand, Sweden, and South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. South Africa.
Who are you, by the way? Could you tell us?
Yeah, if you're from New Zealand and South Africa, who are you?
Yeah, we're very curious.
We know who the guy from Sweden is. We don't know
Shout
anyone
out.
else. Which is funny that all the 3 countries I just named, 2 of them don't really care that much about soccer. Sweden likes hockey and New Zealand likes rugby. So like South Africa, whoever you are, I like soccer. I like football.
No, I see. This is another reason our show works, though, because you have one side of the opinion and I have the other side of the opinion.
If we just sat here and agreed with each other for an hour,
boring.
Absolutely boring.
God, if we were just nice to each other the whole time.
Get that out of there. You don't deserve that.
Okay, I have at least 2 more I have to read, and then we can talk about the other thing.
What's the other thing?
The best friends. Well, that'll be fast.
Okay.
So.
Did you hear that on the...
Oh,
God.
that was loud. His knee popped. Okay, I'm gonna say shout out to Reese, because this one comes from...
Our former boss.
This comes from Reese.
Well, my former boss. Your former professor.
We can say our. It's fine.
Yeah, but you didn't work there when he was in charge.
He's my teammate. Though.
Yes, he is your teammate.
He power lifts with me.
On your team, if you will.
He said...
Bianca's team.
He said...
I'm sorry.
So I met my best...
Inside jokes.
Oh. I didn't even process your joke. That's funny. Okay.
Sorry.
So I met my best friend actually when we were both 11 at a Pokemon card tournament, because I don't know if you know, he's like nationally ranked, or was.
He was, yes.
Yeah. It's a whole big thing. So he met him at a Pokemon tournament at a mall. He said I was definitely the Bianca and he was definitely the Thomas in their friendship. Like, well, always. And he said...
I'll be the judge of that.
He said we got into a huge shouting match at first, like when they met. And he absolutely hated him, but then it turned out he wasn't so bad, and they became best friends, and we're best friends forever, so.
That's such a fun way to meet. To make a friend.
Yeah.
Just like something, like a mutually interest.
I hate you too. Oh, cool, we have something in common.
Yeah. No. I hate you. That is something we have in common. No, just having you have to have some mutual interest, I feel like.
Yeah.
With anything. Like with you and me, we watch similar shows, or well, I'm interested in watching the shows you want to show me, and sometimes vice versa.
Why would you say
that? I'm just saying you've dropped more of the shows I've recommended than I've dropped of the shows you've recommended.
Okay, no.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, the number of recommendations is not even.
Yeah, you dropped the Dark Crystal after watching it. I love the Dark Crystal.
But you knew I wasn't gonna like it. We just talked about that.
And I knew she wasn't gonna like it, guys.
I watched the first episode for you.
That's true. But you dropped it.
Here's
the thing. But when we watched
we
watched The Office, I did not like the first episode. But I kept going.
Do you know
because
why,
I care about you
a
lot more than you care about me, apparently. Okay, sorry.
Okay. I don't know about that. We're gonna fight about that later. But no, the reason you didn't like that first episode of The Office was because you picked it.
Was it not the first episode?
No, we didn't watch the first episode. Oh. But the first episode we watched, you were like, oh, let's watch this one. And I was like...
Which one was it?
Diversity Day.
Oh, Diversity Day.
But you picked it, and I knew you weren't gonna like it, but you said that's the one. And then the next couple, I picked ones that you would like.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so that was a fun one for Reese.
But so anyway, sorry. So having mutual interest is something that I think is important, and something that we have mutual interests.
Do we?
Some. We have enough to do things together.
Oh, that's true.
We both hike, we both watched, we're fine with watching TV, and but we're different enough to have interesting things that I can introduce you to things, and you can introduce me to things.
No, and I think one of the things that's really cool about both of us, it's a weird thing to say, but I think it's really cool about both of us, is that we both don't mind doing new things,
right?
Or like going to do something we've never done before. Like last year we went to a rodeo,
yeah,
and that was
and it was fun. I guess I'd go again.
I'd go again, but I wouldn't go all the time.
No,
it was fun.
Or we've done other things. I promise.
Or even just the random Abbeville trip where we walked around a small town
and we went into a bunch of antique stores. We went to we told the haunted attic story, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure we did. Yes.
Attic,
no, we did. It was episode 1. Actually. So just stuff like that you finding things that you can do together. Because we don't share explicit hobbies. Like when you go to the gym, I don't go with you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Right.
And when I do things.
When you...
Well, no, there's some, there are just some things that
I don't participate in making music with you.
Yes,
you
that's
make
true.
Music.
Or
I don't make music.
Or whenever I go to certain clubs or things like that.
Yeah.
You don't go with me. If I went to certain concerts, you would not have liked the concert I went to.
Yeah.
So you're just having things that you can bring to the table.
But if you were to have said, it wouldn't have made sense. But if you were to say hey, there's a concert. I know it's not your type of music. Do you want to go? I'd be like, yeah.
Sure.
I love that.
No, for sure. And if you ever said hey, I'm gonna go, there's a powerlifting meet that's closer, because every meet you go to is 4 hours away.
Yeah.
If there's one that's closer,
I'd go. You went to the Strongest Bearcat thing,
yes.
And then when I competed in my acro competitions, you came to those.
No, so it's just
we're good friends.
Yeah.
No! Every time.
No! I've been betrayed!
For our audio listeners, I went to fist bump and he made a snail.
The voice acting thing, too. I forgot about that.
Oh, we did!
Yes,
I forgot about that, too.
That was fun.
And then there was that time, too, for his old podcast, before we had one together at all, when you would drop an episode of your podcast, and then we would listen to it together.
Yes. We would listen to it together, but we did it the dumbest way possible. We did it We just, would type in chat.
We could have,
3, 2, 1, go, and then pressed it.
But we could have.
And then we would live chat, and then I would type, pause, and then we'd pause, and then I'd text you, something about it.
Or I would, either way. But we could have just been next to each other. And
there were other,
other means
Instagram, you can look at stuff. Yeah. YouTube, there's a way to share screens. We just didn't know how to do that, so we didn't.
Okay, but I'm gonna read this one briefly. This is a childhood story.
Ooh, okay.
So it says, when I was a kid, and a few friends came over to my house. A few friends went over to one of their friends' houses, and they were at his house. And there was this giant box thing, because they got a new footstool, and so there was a giant box that the footstool had come in. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like shipping box.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest way you could have described that, but okay.
Sorry.
There was a cardboard cube around the stool that was filled with these squishy...
Well, no squishy involved. So he says it was the thing you could curl up in and fit in, but it was really tight. Mm-hmm. He said, anyways, we were doing the thing that kids do and took turns in the box with other people, seeing how long you could last in the box without freaking out. That was what they were doing.
Okay.
Boys would be boys.
Interesting. Well, I wouldn't freak out in the box. That's
good for you.
They just sit there for 6 hours just waiting. Well,
so they said the other kids sat on the box while you were inside.
Oh, well, that's different. Being in a dark place with people crushing you is different.
And it was at an upward hinge, so you couldn't escape. Well, one time.
What are you reading? This is horrible.
I know. Hold on. Well, one time, one of my friends.
Manuscript for Saw.
One of my friends was in the box, and we sat on the box and didn't let him out. While we were playing Xbox, he was freaking out and eventually stopped yelling. He said, the box had a lot of air and breathability, so we knew he was fine after he stopped. He said, but we legit forgot about him and went upstairs to get some pizza. A full half hour passes, and suddenly he comes running out of the basement and tackles me, and we start fighting. Basically, what happened was he stopped pushing on the lid of the box and just assumed we were still sitting on it. For a whole half hour he was in there. He said, I still feel bad, but we were legit 9, and we had forgotten that he was in there. And they were good friends for a while. They're not good friends anymore.
Yeah, because, they decided to do the box thing again. And then,
but I wanted to read that story anyways, because I thought it was funny.
Interesting.
So that was a childhood friend story.
Sure.
Do you want to mention those or no? Joel's. Our friend stories.
Okay. So.
You can say yours.
Yes, so my friend Joel, former co-host of the critically acclaimed podcast, Soy Milk.
We'll try to tell it fast.
So the way... What?
We'll try to tell it fast, though, because now we have been talking a while.
Okay, so the way Joel and I met was... Oh, God. This is bad. I don't remember this. Well, actually, we met the same day you and I met because he was in the group of people who walked in and started... I didn't know you met that day.
I thought you knew him way before that.
I'm pretty sure that was the day we... No, sorry. The day we met was the week before that, where he and that same person came in and yelled at me for something else I did. Well, mostly the other person, Joel, was just there because he had the key. That I got yelled at a lot that year for things that weren't my fault, by the way. But
no.
I don't remember the exact post I did.
It was you sent a picture of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, I sent a picture of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo whose neck was outstretched like this, and then Joel just to him for some reason.
Well, no, Joel had posted a picture of the moon, and
yes, so I posted a picture of the moon, and then the post below that was a post of Shaggy looking up saying like, man, the post above this one sucks or something like that.
Yeah.
So I just resent that to him and said, hey, or sent a picture of that, and then he said, man, Shaggy looking up at that sun like nom nom nom, and I was like, okay. Cool, thanks, Joel. and then I did, but I was joking, like I thought it was funny, but I was pretending like I was really creeped out by that.
Yeah.
And then I didn't.
He said nom nom.
Yeah, he just said nom nom.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wrote Shaggy looking up that sun like nom nom.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool. And then I forgot to text him back saying, no, just kidding.
But then Joel was
so
like...
I didn't text him for like the next 6 months.
And he was like, oh, I ruined the friendship with Thomas. I said nom nom. He didn't think it was funny.
Entered my heart, 2 words. All it took 2 words. Say it and I'm yours. Nom nom. And then the rest is history.
And then my Joel story is we
all have one.
There was this one time, I had a photography assignment, and so I was taking pictures at night outside of the dorms, and then this random, like, was he Italian? I think he was Italian. Yeah, this random Italian guy came up to me, and he, like, put his arm around me and was like, oh, you're taking pictures. And I was like, I am! And he said, what's your name? And I was like, Bianca. And he said my name's so pretty. He's like, Bianca. And I was like, uh-huh. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah. Just taking pictures. Anyways, I had told you and Joel about it the next day. And then Joel and I were walking from point A to point B. I don't know. We were walking on campus. And then I just went, and Joel went, Italian guy? I went, yes. And we were both just like,
what?
How did you know? Because the Italian guy was sitting somewhere. But we didn't hear him. We didn't. He just knew. He just completely read my mind in the way that I went. And he was like, Italian guy. Yeah. And it was just this crazy moment of like friendship.
You don't know this, but the day before that, Joel was taking pictures, and the guy walked up to him and said, oh, "What's your name?"
Yeah.
Oh, my name's Joel. Oh, what the Joel.
Joel. Okay, the other thing we want to talk about, we won't do a bunch, but we wanted to talk about some like famous friendships and who we think we are, or which one is the Bianca and Thomas in those friendships.
Okay. Just to give you a better perspective, like a more tactile example of how our friendship operates.
Yeah. And so this one is my favorite. Best friends, Kermit and Fozzie.
I would say I am Kermit.
You are so
80% of the time.
You are Kermit, absolutely.
I would say 80% of the time I'm Kermit.
Yeah.
80-20.
80-20? I'm fine with that because I want to be Fozzie. Fozzie is like my, he's in my soul.
Anyone have any bright ideas?
It's the best. It's the best thing anyone ever said. Did you say you had an opinion on that? Because I think that's random. Lilo and Stitch. Which is hard because he's a pet. Kind of.
I'd say I'm Stitch 70% of the time.
Yeah, I would say this one you're more Stitch, I'm more Lilo.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Okay. Timon and Pumbaa. This one's tricky. Because I think we're both...
I think I am Pumbaa 60% of the time.
Okay, because I was going to say I think we both lean Timon. But...
I would be fine with 50-50, putting this one in the 50-50 category.
Yeah. Well, but I don't know if I'm super Pumbaa.
I'd say I am 50-50 for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... It's been a long time since I've seen those movies, so I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Well, also, so the thing we were talking about earlier...
They both cry a lot. We both cry a lot.
It's true. Okay, you know what? I could be Pumbaa in that sense, though, because I think Pumbaa does definitely...
Yes. Yeah. Well, they both did.
Yeah, I know.
At the end of...
Yeah.
Yeah. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I couldn't think of the song.
Yes.
You were just like, yeah.
I knew what you're talking about. But no, that was the other thing we're talking about. A lot of these friendships in movies and TV shows and stuff tend to have, like, the smart friend and the dumb friend, or, like, the friend who makes the ideas and the friend who just does them. Right. And you and I aren't like that. No. You and I are pretty 50-50 in... Pretty 50-50,
but I feel like I make more... Well, yes. I feel like I make more ideas just because I'm the one that has a car. So I'm the one who makes the more, like, all right, let's go do this thing. But I feel that's mostly just because I have a car and you don't. Yeah.
I think that's fair, but like, it's not like...
But I would still say 60-50 or 60-40, if I could do math.
Sure.
Of that.
I just mean, I don't think it's like, I'm going to follow you whatever you do. Like, it's different. No. You know?
No.
What did I think? Skip that one? That's random.
That's weird.
No, but that's Mike and Sully. Mike and Sully.
Mike and Sully, not
Yeah.
Bill and
Yeah,
Sully.
because that's weird.
Ooh.
Mike and Sully, what do you think? Because this one's tricky. Are you Mike or are you Sully? I have an opinion on this.
Oh, I'm Mike like 80%.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
You don't think you're Sully?
I think I could be both, but I think mostly Mike.
I think you're Sully.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
I do because if we're thinking about, here's why. We're
I don't think
thinking
you're
about
much of either, to be honest, but
you are.
you aren't.
Me?
I'm saying I don't think you I don't think you have the Sully or Mike traits too much.
I've never been more offended in my life. My life. Wow. Okay, no, what I was going to say is the reason I think you're Sully is because you should see what happens when you walk on campus with Thomas, because it is every 5 seconds.
Ah.
Hey, hi, I know you, hello. All the time, and that's how Sully is. You know,
That's true. Okay.
Everyone knows Sully. Sully's the big guy on campus. It's like, hey, we like
I've
Sully.
never seen Monsters University, though.
I'm not talking about Monsters University.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Monsters, Inc.
Okay.
He's the top scarer. He's the cool guy. Everyone loves him. I think that's you. Which I'm totally okay if that makes me Mike. Because
Mike, I feel like if you want to take that attribute of Sully, I feel like I'm the personality that I'm more Mike, because I'm more like sarcastic and
you're goofy, but I'm also
nihilistic.
goofy.
I'm goofy.
We're both goofy.
I'm quirky.
We're goofy.
We're quirky and relatable.
Okay, I just need to mention it. Lucy and Ethel have one of my favorite friendships in the whole world. I don't think you have an opinion on it, but I just want to say shout out to Lucy and Ethel.
I've
I'm
seen
Lucy.
episodes of. Okay, yeah.
I'm Lucy.
Yeah.
There's no
No,
other.
I agree.
I'm just 100% Lucy. Okay, we're gonna do both of these because you said you have an opinion.
Monica and Rachel from Friends.
Monica and Rachel. From
Okay,
Friends.
you're a Monica 100%, but I don't think I'm much Rachel.
Why do you think I'm Monica 100%? 100?
Because I have seen you host a party and I've seen Monica host a party. Remember the Christmas party, the movie night?
What was wrong with that?
I told you that night. I was like, you've seen Friends, right? And you were like, shut up, I know.
Okay, the reason he's saying that is because I'm prepared and I bring lots of snacks and I have all of the drinks and I'm like everything is nice.
There was something you did though. Like I said something that you hadn't planned for, and you're like, well, no, I have this. And I was like, okay.
Don't remember what it was.
And then I said, you've seen Friends, right? And you're like, shut up, I know.
I think you could.
I don't
Rachel.
think I'm much, but not that much.
No, but you could be Rachel. If we're going if one
Yes,
person is
yes.
one and one is the
Okay,
other,
sure,
I could
sure.
see you being Rachel.
What? No, I don't know.
No, okay.
No.
Do you have an opinion on what Golden Girl you are?
No, I don't know anything about it, and I feel like I should.
Yeah.
But guys, if you're listening, text me what Golden Girl I am.
Yeah, please. I'm
wanna
curious too.
I have a very distinct opinion on this one.
Okay, tell me.
So Chandler and Joey from Friends.
Uh-huh.
I'm 100% Chandler, and you are 100% Joey.
I'm 100% Joey?
Yeah.
Why am I 100% Joey?
Well, hold on. Maybe I'm definitely 100% Chandler. I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
Okay.
Because I'm fine.
80%.
No, you're not. You have no Chandler in
Which
you.
one of us goes on dates, though?
You don't. Me.
Yes, that's Joey.
So Chandler goes on dates.
Not successful.
And they're all... Me neither!
I was saying... Okay. Okay.
Let's keep it going, guys. Come on, let's keep it going. Let's move on, guys. Come on. Let's keep it light. Let's keep it funny, guys. Come on. Let's just focus on the show, guys. Come on.
You understood my point, though, right?
Yes.
Because I don't at all, and that's Joey's main thing.
So I feel like I could be both. I think I'm mostly Chandler.
And I think you're mostly Chandler. No, I'm not arguing with you there. You're definitely mostly Chandler. But I see a little Joey in you.
You couldn't even get through that sentence without... Do we want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we will. We will. Are there any other good ones on here? Best friends?
I don't know any of those people. No.
Yeah. On this one, real quick, I just want to say, Sean and Gus from Psych. I think I want to be Sean, but I think you're more Sean, and I think I'm more Gus. I think I'm
He's got
more
cool
Gus.
shades
You're
on in
Sean.
the picture.
They both do in the picture.
Well, that's true.
But yeah. Anyways, whew, best friends.
Yes. So we apologize for the hiatus, guys. We're going to try to be a little more consistent. December will be a little spotty, but thank you guys so much for listening to this week's. Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode of Barely Bearable Besties. I'm Thomas.
I'm Bianca.
Bye!
Bye!
Turn it off. Turn it off! The girl get it?